In the words of Velma,
I am not scared. I've fought werewolves and ghosts, but in the end I know we usually unmask them and it's just a shrivelly little scared man inside.
what is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about the brand new horror release in the Conjuring universe, and that is the Curse of La Llorona, and I am very excited to talk about that today. Are you impressed with my pronunciation skills? Usually they're not good, but today they were better, hopefully. No, La Llorona is a movie that I was somewhat excited to see. The trailers did not get me on board, but hearing this is a part of the Conjuring universe and seeing that it was produced by James Wan did give me hope, and the entire idea of integrating the Mexican culture into a more modern and mainstream horror movie is very interesting, and I'm excited to talk about it. I need you guys to get down in the comments section below. Let me know, did you like La Llorona? Are you impressed? Were you not impressed? Did you hate the film? And we are going to talk about it today. So, ignoring the eerie warning of a troubled mother suspected of child endangerment, a social worker and her own small kids are soon drawn into a frightening supernatural realm. And I will start off with this. This is not the worst horror movie I have seen this year. It's definitely not the best. But there is a fun factor. There is fun to be had within a film like this. And you do get the average jump scares, the jump scares that you are used to in a mainstream horror film. And you also get the very predictable elements of the characters and really a predictable element of the story as a whole. You know exactly where it's going. You probably know how it's going to end and what's going to happen to the characters along the way. But you are in it for the fear factor. So how does that stand up to your average horror film? Well, it's not that scary of a movie. Now, it tries its very best to be. It sets up these jump scares continually over and over, and you know exactly what's going to happen because the jump scares are so similar, but I will admit there were a few of them that did make me chuckle, and there were a few that did kind of scare me. Forgot to turn my lights on. Okay. Now, the issues that I normally have with a movie like this really has to do with the technical aspects, the way that it looks, the way that it feels, the atmosphere, the tone from the beginning, and does it stick to that tone? This movie does a pretty good job, not excellent, not the best I've ever seen, but overall, I thought the craft, whether it's looking at the cinematography or just the entire feel of the film, I thought the atmosphere was there. In that sense, it did feel more like a Conjuring movie, and I love the Conjuring movies. What bothered me about this movie are the same issues that I have with the Annabelle movies. I do not like the characters. I don't respond to the story as much in those films because I just feel like the directing isn't as strong. On a technical level, I think this movie works. On a story standpoint, I don't think it works all the way. Like I said, there are thrills and there are definitely chills, and there is an entertainment aspect to be found, especially through the performance of Linda Cardellini, who, of course, plays Velma. I had that little soundbite at the beginning, but she has really grown out of that and turned herself into an awesome actress. She is, yes, in the blockbusters, but you look at her performance in Green Book, she is great in that movie. And even though this movie doesn't really stack up when comparing it to a horror film with awesome performances such as like Hereditary that came out last year, her performance is really good, and I wanted to see more character development with her, and I can't fault her for that. I have to fault the movie, but from an acting standpoint, she's great. I thought the kids were even pretty good. Usually in a film like this, the kids kind of get on my nerves, they kind of annoy me, and yes, they do really dumb things, and yes, they make mistakes, and I'm like, what are you doing? But that is the writing. That's not the performance. The performances, I thought, were pretty well done. And then you look at the story, like I said, predictable, cliche, a bit repetitive. You have La Llorona, and every time she pops out, she screams, and then she pops out and she screams, and it happens over and over and over again. I'm like, can you do something different? Can you try to scare us in a different way, or at least try to build tension and don't capitalize with a jump scare, because we all know that the jump scare is coming, and they continued to do the same thing every single time, and it just became repetitive. And then you look at this family, and I know it happens very often in a horror movie, but for some reason it struck me even harder in this film as they continue to lie to each other. What happened to your arm? I don't know. What happened just now? I don't know. Did you see something? Nope. It's like the entire family, all three of them, they keep telling lies. I'm just like, if you guys would just say something, we could get to the third act a lot quicker. Okay, that's fine, Austin. You're looking too far into this. I probably am. But then you look at the actual encounters between the family and La Llorona, and it was almost awkward in a way. I thought she looked great. The makeup and the blood and just the creepy look of the character, the marquee character of the entire film, I thought the look was awesome. I loved everything that went into her, but then her interactions, it's the buildup. She stands there, she slowly walks towards them, grabs their arm, and that happens over and over. And don't forget the screams. She likes her screams. But I wanted them to diversify the scares a bit more, allow us to soak everything in, the atmosphere, which was built up pretty well in the beginning of the movie as an audience, and then scare us. You don't have to use a jump scare every single time. And they just did. And with a horror movie in this vein comes the dumb character decisions, and they are there. Characters do things in this movie, and I was blown away by the ignorance of like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? For some, people are going to enjoy that because that's what makes a good horror movie, is the ridiculous nature of the decision making. And if you are sitting there laughing, in a way, you're enjoying the film. And La Llorona is an actual story that has been passed down through generations of people. When they talk about it in the movie, they are saying things that are facts. People actually, whether they believe or not, they do pass this story down, and I find that aspect of the movie very interesting. I wish they would have hit on it a bit more. They kind of just skim past and make it very surface level, but it's in there, and I appreciated that. Overall, guys, I'm going to give this movie a 46% with a little asterisk of there is fun to be had with this character and with some of the performances, and if you are a fan of the Conjuring universe, then you are going to want to go and check this out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I would love to see your comments down below. Let me know, did you like this movie? Were you disappointed? Tomorrow morning is a very special video. This is my Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 1 video where I sit down and I talk about all of the movies in Phase 1. Then Saturday, with a special guest, I have Phase 2 and then Phase 3 sometime next week. And then, of course, next week, Avengers Endgame. We are going to be building up to that, and I'm so excited for it. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will catch you very soon.